So how do you fix a thin sounding mix?
I wanted to bring up this 200 range because I kept looking back and forth of this tonal balance, and that 200 range was just kind of lacking.
Okay, bet. I want to talk about something really super important that you talked about. You mentioned that the tonal balance was lacking around 200. Could you show me what that looks like right now, the tonal balance? I've been obsessed with this lately, man. Like filling out a mix.
Yeah, well, going off of this, it just right here, it kind of just hangs out in this area.
Okay. Play it.
For the top and I'm taking that spot. Right for the shit, I've been working a lot. Flow is incredible. Watch when I drop. Knocking the door, I've been busting a lot.
I knew this was gonna happen with this song. Can you put your reference track? Play your reference track and pull up tonal balance control, and let's see where the reference track falls in relation to. This is like the most important lesson you're ever gonna learn. It's really funny how important this is.
5 white boys, but they not in sync. Fuck what y'all think. Fuck everything that you say about me. My dogs like to play, man.
This is the most frustrating thing about being a mix engineer. So, and I go through it a lot. With this. So, like, when you're mixing, did you mix this in headphones or on speakers or both?
Kind of back and forth, yeah.
Back and forth, okay. This is the most common trap that we fall into is we don't want mids a lot of times. We kind of, like, seek definition. We seek definition and we scoop the mids and we think that it has impact and it has definition, but oftentimes it won't have like the fullness of a mix. And so when we listen to this song, like you got that 200 and that 200 is really lacking right now, really lacking. So what you can do is you can listen to this song and listen to where the mid-range is actually coming from. So now let's listen to the reference and I want you to tell me where you feel like that 200 hertz that's lacking in your mix is probably coming from.
Fuck everything that you say about me. My dogs like to play Madden in 2K, but one thing they don't do is play about me. Aim for the top and I'm taking that spot. Right for the shit, I've been working a lot. Flow is incredible. Watch when I drop. Knocking the door, I've been busting a lot.
Not the vocal, is it?
It is the vocal. A lot of it is the like half of it is the vocal. Like listen to Jack's vocal compared to your vocal.
You got big dreams. Can't touch me. I got instincts. Locked in the house, but I'm plotting things. I brought a gang to the party with me. 5.
Oh yeah.
Aim for the top and I'm taking that spot. Right for the shit, I've been working a lot. Flow is incredible. Watch when I drop. Knocking the door, I've been busting a lot.
He has that lower, almost the warmth, but also kind of like the muddy. Almost like I hear it as like sometimes it's like muddy, like his vocals,
right.
But it's just kind of like the warmth, or it's like it's right in your face.
Let me ask you, does it sound muddy on your headphones?
His vocals kind of do.
His vocals
not
do.
Really
okay.
Muddy, but like it's just like certain frequencies are like right there, right in my face.
So
that's why I mix my vocals the opposite way.
It's really funny, man. This is like there's so many layers to this shit. Like your headphones are probably really mid-rangey, and that's why the reference track sounds muddy to you. You have the DT770s, right?
No, these are the 990 Pro X.
990 Pro X, yeah. So they're great headphones. Like you shouldn't have to upgrade them, but you need to learn how your reference tracks sound on them, because if Jack Harlow's track sounds muddy to you, it's probably more likely that your headphones are really mid-rangey versus they're whoever mixed it would probably fucking exactly. Jason Joshua, multi fucking Grammy winning, like it's way more likely that your headphones are just mid-rangey than whoever mixed it made it muddy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes 1,000.
Yeah, so like you really should be studying your references and how they sound, and you should be matching your references. As much as it pains me to say, like you might have to make your mixes sound somewhat muddy to you on your headphones. And I have to do this too, man, because my headphones are also really mid-rangey, and so like I'll mix shit in my headphones, sometimes warmer than I really am comfortable mixing them. And then when I go out to my car, I'm like, oh, sounds great. Sounds amazing. You know what I mean? So this is like one of the most important, it's like top 3 most important things you're going to learn as a mix engineer is this whole like multifaceted concept of like how to fill out your mix and how to use your playback system and how well you know your playback system to fill out the mix. So now coming back to the situation that is this specific mix right here with the Tyler Hero track, it's really a lot of 3 things that's filling out the mid-range. That has that 200 hertz that your mix does not. So it's the 808, The 808 has a lot of that mid-range to it. And so we're going to have to probably add, I think we could experiment with adding an exciter to your 808 to make it more mid-rangey. I wouldn't turn it up because I feel like sometimes it's like a risky thing to do when it's really just it needs more mid-range. But we could turn it up a little bit too. So it's the 808 in that track. It's the like sort of warm synthy pads that are in the background of that track. Less that as much as the 808 and then the vocal. The vocal has a lot of like thickness to it. So I think that you trying to address this problem with the sample, I think that's a great place to start, but I think that it's mainly the 808 because hip-hop is very, very bass-driven, and a lot of people don't realize that the bass carries a lot of the mid-range as well in a lot of cases. Yeah. That's why distorted 808s are so popular, because they cut on all the speaker systems and because they really fill out the mix. Yeah, exactly. But I feel like the biggest issue, man, is the vocal. I think the vocal is just way too scooped, and this mix is as a result, it's lacking in the mids. So I think that's a good place to start. First of all, I just gave you a lot. So do you have any like questions or thoughts or anything on?
No,
anything
you're
said?
Actually knocking it out perfect. I'm like following 100%.
Okay, cool, man.
I feel like a lot of times my vocals are kind of thin sounding when I play them on different systems and stuff like that.
And that comes back to learning your playback systems well and just understanding how things sound on your headphones and how they're going to translate later on. Yeah, like see that 180, that's no good. That's like probably too high. I would back it off to like 120. Yeah. Let's do a little loop. Let's like play with some of this stuff while we got a loop going. Hit the 100 a little bit harder.
I've been working a lot. Flow is incredible. Watch when I drop. Knocking the door. I've been busting the locks. Knocking they socks. Hitting the spot. Love when I rap and they call me the boss.
Better. I think around 4 is better. You know, like 3 or 4. You know. Okay, great. So that's a lot better. Let's check out the tonal balance. Let's see what's good with that. Not quite as dipped, you know, but
no, not at all. That's man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
How do the vocals sound to you? Do they sound muddy as hell now, like in your headphones?
They sound a lot more present. They sound like they're not pushed in the back. They're like right in your face now.
Yeah.
We're going like to the Jack Harlow reference. That's
way more on with the Jack Harlow reference. Yeah.
Closer to it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear what you're saying now. It's dope.
So let's talk about the 808 now. Yeah, man, 808s are such an interesting breed of animal. Like, dude, I'm mixing an 808 right now for my song, and I've been mixing 808s for fucking years, and I still don't have it down 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a fucking game. It's just the level. It's always like, dude, I never mix it right the first time. I always mix it either too loud or too quiet the first time, you know? But
that's how I feel, 100%.
But anyway, so what do we do to this 808? Let's get some more 200 out of this 808. So let's go into the 808 and add Neutron's exciter into the 808.
Said exciter, right?
Yeah. Cool. So add a band between like 120 and like 400. I don't know, man. Play with it. See what happens. Like, I don't know. Just fuck around.
I'm tired of pretending I'm some I'm not. Love when I rap and they call me the boss.
Try
that with this shit and I carry my cross. Tired of pretending I'm some I'm not. Yeah. Ain't you hitting the spot? Love when I rap and they call me the boss. No, I ain't soft. That with this shit and I carry my cross. Flow never stop like I had to clean up my closet. Collecting a couple deposits. I'm risky but also I'm cautious.
Yeah, you see? We're kind of getting there. Kind of getting there. Now let's go to the sample, and now let's crank it in the sample a little bit.
Oh, gotcha, my bad.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just pull up an EQ on this main sample and just what happens if we boost like 200 to 500.
I'm tired of pretending I'm some I'm not. Yeah. Ain't you tired of hating, pretending you hot? Ain't for the top and I'm taking that spot. The boss, no, I ain't soft. That with this shit and I carry my cross. Flow never stop like a faucet. Mistake me for them, you must lost it. I had to clean up my closet. Collecting a couple deposits.
Yeah, like, for this shit I've been working here's the thing, like, it's still lacking, but you're never gonna get it perfect. You know what I mean? It all comes with experience, and it all comes with, like, also mastering, which we're gonna get into later. This is probably one of the most important things you'll ever learn as a mix engineer, is how to, like, get your mix filled out. It's really easy with rock, because rock is very mid-range focused with all the elements, but with hip-hop and rap, it's a lot of, like, top end and low end Do you know what I mean? It's like the
Yeah.
crispy vocal, the hi-hats, and then
Exactly.
the 808s, you know? So that's why with this, it's really tough. Yeah, I encourage you to really think about this when you're mixing, because this is more important than like most of the like little small things about like how to compress a snare and this and that. You know what I mean? Like this is
Yeah.
huge. If you want to learn how to produce, mix, and master your music to sound as great as your favorite songs on Spotify, click the link in the description.
Now I'm mixing a song in an hour and a half or so, and I'm like, is it real? Like, the song's done? Like, the mix is done? Like, it sounds like I don't have any critiques. I don't have anything. We're done, you know? The artists that I've worked with in the past couple of weeks, they've already noticed it. So they're already trying to push more songs on me now to mix. So it's good. That's what I wanted. I want to be more busy, and they see it. They see the improvement.
Nothing like happy artists, you know?
Yeah, man. That's what we do it for.
Yeah.
Like I said, I appreciate you, Nick, and everything you do, man.